Yeah, the world really is a dark place. And the only solution to darkness is more light. Hey, have you got a light? Before we get into our discussion of light and darkness, let me welcome you to Mornings with Bishop Robert. I'm grateful you've come. My goal is to introduce people to the Jesus they never knew and help them get to know Him and His Word personally and better. If our time today speaks to your heart, would you let me invite you to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend? I haven't been able to get the time we spent together yesterday out of my mind. I keep seeing that picture of the cancer victim and the trooper praying. Hey, if you didn't see bright light ahead, don't miss it. It's worth going back and finding. Because I haven't been able to get it out of my head, I keep thinking about how much light changes everything. When you and I, people filled with the light of Christ, go anywhere or do anything, it's an opportunity to let our light shine brightly. And the people who typically cannot see anything because they're in the dark have an opportunity to see the light. Those are phrases we use all the time. Oh, Jack's in the dark about that situation. It means that Jack doesn't see it. He has no clue. But when he finally does get it and truly comprehends whatever it is that's going on, then we say, he's seen the light. Well, that's today's lesson in a nutshell. Our verse today says, you are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. People who are in the dark will see things differently when you're around them. It's just because there's more light. Light lets you see things now that you couldn't see before. You make that possible because you are the light of the world. And as you let your light shine, people will open up and share things, dark things that are causing pain or raising questions. And that's the time when more light's needed. Encourage the people who open up to you and tell them, while you have the light, believe in the light. The light of Christ doesn't need to leave when you do. Have you got a light? Use it. So the people enjoying His light from your light can become children of light and get their own light within. Look, I know it's a terrible illustration because smoking is a deadly habit, but it's not uncommon for someone with an unlit cigarette to approach a person with a lit cigarette and say, hey, have you got a light? You know what happens next. The lit cigarette is placed in close proximity to the unlit one, and as the two are pressed together, the fire is transferred. The first person gains the fire, the giver loses nothing. That's how we transfer the light of Christ to others. First, we have to be close enough so our light is seen. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Then something about our light uncovers a need in the one without it. Interest leads to closer contact. Contact to communication. And the opportunity to share what we have to share. The light of Christ. Love is perhaps the only thing that increases as you give it away. So, have you got a light? Is it visible? Suppose you know, a town built on a hill cannot be hidden. At one time, we were all in darkness. Yeah, everyone is either a light giver or a light needer. But now you and I who follow Jesus, we're the light of the world. So we need to walk as children of light because the fruit of light is found in all that is good and right and true. And as we walk into dark places, places where more light is needed, so people can see. We need to try to discern what's pleasing to the Lord. Being around darkness requires wisdom and caution, because none of us is above temptation. But we're to take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. As we get closer and closer to people who are in the dark, we're like the light of dawn. It just keeps shining brighter and brighter and brighter until the full day. And we need to be blameless and innocent, children of God without blemish, in the midst of a crooked, dark, and twisted generation, among whom we shine as lights in a dark world. His light in us brings freedom to all. And the message he gives us to proclaim is that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. Everywhere we go, his light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Never has. It never will. In the end, even if the battle is bloody and messy, light wins. Because there's already been a bloody and messy battle won 2,000 years ago on Calvary's Hill. And things built on hills cannot be hidden. His victory there assures our victory here. So be a burning and shining lamp. There's more light needed. Got a light? Hey, that's all the time we have today. Please help me introduce people to the Jesus they never knew, and help them to get to know him and his word personally and better. Let your light shine. Like this video. Help more people to see it. And follow or subscribe so that you and I can get together every day. And would you share any stories of light you have in the comments? They'll really encourage so many people. And one more thing. I'm asking you to share this with a friend. Because as you do, you're part of a team touching hearts all over the world with the love of Jesus. And that is also shining your light.